Hello students, I hope you all will be fit and fine. So today we are going to start new chapter of your book, that is India's foreign policy. Earlier the name of the chapter was India's external affairs, but now it is India's foreign policy. So dear student, in this chapter we are going to study the various factors which were responsible for shaping the India's foreign policy. And as you know, we got independence in 1947. We were born in the backdrop of war, and the world was divided into the two superpower. After the Second World War, the world has divided into two super blocks. Some countries, they were with the USA, and some are with the USSR. Some have joined the military alliances with NATO, that is the military alliance of US, and some other countries, they have joined the military alliance of Warsaw Pact, that is a military alliance of USSR. But at that time when India got independence, so our first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, which is known as the chief architect of India's foreign policy, he decided not to join any of the camp, neither the USA nor the USSR. So in that way, the Jawaharlal Nehru, he promoted non-aligned movement. So non-aligned movement is not to join any of the super bloc and to remain independent. So after the independence, India start participating in external affairs as a sovereign country. So after independence, in front of Jawaharlal Nehru, there were three main objectives which were responsible for shaping the India's foreign policy. One is the to maintain our sovereignty. Second is to respect territorial integrity, and third is the economic development. So these three objectives, they shaped India's foreign policy. So as I told you, the Jawaharlal Nehru, he promoted non-alignment movement, and we decided not to join any of the camp. The reason is that we are the newly independent country, and we don't want to lose our sovereignty by joining any of the military camp. Like the Pakistan, just after independence, he joined the NATO. Like Pakistan, many other countries who were newly independent, they were joining some of the power blocks due to fulfill their requirement of resources, because they were lacking in many resources. They have some financial crisis, so in helpless situation, some of the country, they joined any of the super bloc. But India decided ki we will not join any of the super bloc, will remain independent and strong supporter of no alignment movement. So this non-alignment movement is also responsible for creating tension in the world. So as a leader, Jawaharlal Nehru wants not to be a part of increasing tension. So because if one group will be the more powerful, that group will dominate the other power bloc and other countries. So it was he was very firm about his decision not to join any of the group. But still, India didn't join any of the group, but it was criticized at many instances when India is inclined toward USSR. So USA was unhappy with this inclination of India toward USSR. And USSR, we have in the present scenario also, we have very good relation with Russia, who is the successor of USSR. So from the very beginning, USSR is supporting India. And in the beginning of our independence, means in 1950s, USA was not happy with that scene, ki why we are inclined to USSR. And then we have Afro-Asian unity. Our country, India, and our leaders, they tried to have good relations with the African and newly independent Asian country, so that we can persuade them not to join any of the big power or super power, and ask them to support this non-alignment movement. So many of the African countries, they were the supporter of this non-alignment movement, and India supported the freedom movement of this Indonesia when India got independence in 1949. India also supported decolonization process, and India also supported this Bandung conference. So what was that Bandung conference? It was the like a it created a platform for the establishment of name. So Bandung conference was held in 1955, and this name was established in 1961. Its first meeting was held, or first summit was held in Indonesia, in Belgrade in 1961. So Nehru was one of the co-founder of this non-alignment movement. Then we have India's relation with China. So earlier, though, we have a very good relation. We were in peace and harmony with China. India was the first country who supported China as an independent or country, and we promoted Panchsheel. So Panchsheel is a 5 principle of peace and harmony, or with the coexistence, peaceful coexistence with China, that is known as Panchsheel. There are 5 principles, and India was trying to maintain good relation, because we have very tense relation with Pakistan from the very beginning. So we want to maintain our relation with other neighbors with peace and harmony. But after some time, even though there was one time when our borders were not protected with army, only the paramilitary forces were protecting our border from China side, because Nehru has a strong belief that China will not harm us. But Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel has some intuition कि China can be danger or threat for us, so we should be careful. But Nehru ji was not in that intention. They have their own belief that China will prove as a good friend of us, unlike Pakistan. So, but after some time, there was some issues like Aksai Chin area and this Nefa north frontier in this Arunachal Pradesh. The China tried to occupy that area, and it created tension for India's sovereignty and territorial integrity. Another area of dispute with China was the Tibet issue. Tibet is acting as a buffer zone between India and China. If China will occupy this Tibet, so we will be in front of each other, and that will be like a danger for our safety and security and territorial integrity. So earlier, though, India was kept quiet when the China was interfering in the internal affairs of Tibet. But when the situation was worsened, then India objected, and there is a religious leader of Tibet, that is Dalai Lama. He also with his follower asked asylum from India, and India gave asylum to Dalai Lama, and that annoyed the China, and China pointed out why India is interfering in their affairs. So that is the main reason why we have a war of 1962 with China. China has invaded us from the two sides, from this Ladakh area, Aksai Chin area, and another was the Nefa side from Arunachal Pradesh side. And again he gave the China annexed Tibet in 1950, and the main dispute was due to that Aksai Chin area between 1957 and 1959. This China made the strategic road in Aksai Chin area that can be harm and danger for the Indian safety and security. India objected. From that two side, Aksai Chin side and the Arunachal side, that is Nefa, they invaded on us, and we were not able to handle that situation. We asked the help from Britain as well as from USA, and this war has dented the reputation of India at a domestic level as well as the international level. Many of the army officers resigned or they have taken the volunteer retirement. And after that we have a war with, in 1965 we have a serious armed conflict with Pakistan, and Pakistan has entered on this Jammu Kashmir area. And after the intervene of UN, we have to sign an agreement in Tashkent, which is known as Tashkent Agreement. Lal Bahadur Shastri was the PM of that time, and in 1965 we have faced a lot of economic crisis as a food crisis. And at that time, Lal Bahadur Shastri gave a famous slogan, you must remember, Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan. So he glorified, or he asked the people to respect their farmers also, because they are also working hard in the field like the soldiers who are working and safeguarding at border. So our farmers are equally important to us. And due to that food crisis, he appealed the people of India that we should have a fast in we should fast a day in a week, so that the problem of food crisis can be solved. So Lal Bahadur Shastri was a people with a very simple living and a high thinking kind of ideology is having. And but unfortunately in Tashkent, during that Tashkent agreement, he had a heart attack and he was died in the mysterious circumstances. Now it is a mystery still, because no post-mortem was done at that time, and still the opposition leaders, they claim that it was not a natural death and some mystery is behind the death of Lal Bahadur Shastri. So in the next topic we will discuss about the Bangladesh War of 1971. Earlier though Bangladesh was the part of East Pakistan, and India supported this East Pakistan to have a war with Pakistan, so that it can separated from that area. And at that time Indira Gandhi was the prime minister, and the Pakistan questioned on India's role during that war. So we will have more of discussion on that topic in the next session. Till then, bye bye, take care.